Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. My name's Shorty McShortbread, and you're watching the best damn show here on this godforsaken platform known as YouTube. This is the Collision Talk Podcast. With me, Shorty McShortbread, and Shaker here as well. So, welcome back, everyone. It's been a while, right? It's been a while. We've not had the Collision Talk for a while. The quarantine streams, they're done with because a lot of you people are, getting back to work. You're getting back outside, outdoors. The lockdown restrictions are, easing. And so some kind of normality coming back in. What's this? Oh, I thought someone was coming in. Oh, here it is. Who's this? Mad Max Mandalorian might be coming in. So we have a new format. Well, you know what the Collision Talk podcast is all about. We get our guest coming in, and here is our first guest. It is...
Hey!
Mad Max the Mandalorian. There you go. So first of all, Max, thanks for coming in. It's short notice, right?
Oh, yeah. I was actually, this is to my wife's detriment. I was finally going to do some yard work instead of streaming, but I couldn't miss up the opportunity. I have to bring up your channel now. I just clicked the link.
So, yeah, thanks for coming through, Max. We might have some other guests coming through because on the Collision Talk, this is what we do. We bring people together, and a lot that's been going on this past week because the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League finally got announced. What's this? JN with donation. Thank you very much. Let's see what's he saying. Let me just bring up the message. He says, cheers, my dude. This weekend is a weekend of celebration. Snyder fam, #ZSJL. So thank you for your super chat to JN.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a week it's been, Max. What a week it's been. Didn't think, like, when that Man of Steel watch party was happening, I was like, it's fine. I'm enjoying this. It's cool. It's cool to hang out with Zack Snyder.
Even regardless of the announcement, it was like exciting for fans.
Yeah. And then when Henry Cavill came up, I was like, oh shit. And then as the discussion went on, then you brought in some other guests that some people I recognised, some I didn't. But then when Henry Cavill, just the way the discussion was going, and then Zack Snyder kind of he went silent, and then Cavill says, "I think you should show it." And my heart was pumping. Like, I was like, "What?" And they finally announced it. Were you watching it live, Max?
I was. It was complicated because I was still working. I almost called off just for, I was like, should I call off work? I couldn't afford to because other stuff. I was like, okay. So I tuned in right at the end. I think I was watching Lethal Lightning's stream at the moment. I'm sorry, Film Gum. I wasn't watching your stream. I was watching Lethal Lightning. Because I know he's a big fan too. And I was like, are they gonna? He really played it cool because he knew everyone was anticipating. He did it so casually. Great moment. I'm so excited, and I'll be honest. I didn't think the Ayer cut was a possibility this quickly too, but it seems like that's a strong possibility too. There's like the people behind the special effects are saying, yeah, you heard that right. I don't know if that's official, but it seems that way. That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, that is. I'm going to do a video on that. All the Ayer cut news coming out. And Reese75 says all this happened because you eat Wotsits. So yeah, I was eating Wotsits on the live stream. So I don't know if Americans know. I think Americans would call them Cheetos. I think they're like really soft, kind of orangey crisps. Oh, thank you, Rolo, for subscribing. We have got another super chat. Pro tips, he says. Yesterday, I baited Jody into lying on his live stream that he spoke to Patty Jenkins 2 days ago. So yeah, pro tips. So you've been a a big.
He's gone on speed now.
You've been exposing Jody for a while now.
Oh yeah, I'm already. I have more videos than you know. I think it wasn't that hard. I'll be honest with you, because some of the supporters, like their criticism of me is that I was on a stream with him that night where your chaos happened, and I was nice to him, and I was like, yeah, I didn't. I was already subscribed because of other friends said, yeah, he's legit. I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't really watch his content, and then I watched the some of his content, and I was like, you idiot. I couldn't take it, especially since every point he said is the reason he's not for Zack Snyder is Warner Brothers' fault. It's not Zack. And I was like, how can you be such a Gal Gadot fan and hate Zack so much? You're an absolute idiot. I don't think there's any question of it now. And I've lost, Film Gob, when I made that video defending you, it cost me a lot in friendship, so-called friendship, and even a fan group I was a part of. And it's sad, and I wish them the best. I said, I can't be part of this anymore if you're not going to hear every side of the story. Like, I'm not against access media. I'm definitely not for it. I like to criticize I think you're like that too. You like to look at every point of view and critique everyone. I also think we were starting to recover, or Access Media was starting to recover from the Star Wars baloney, the sequel trilogy, and then to be pushing this back against Snyder Cut fans to still whine about it. I don't think it's just become a charity case. There's not recovering from this. If they're going to double down on this stuff like reject the Snyder cult that they're starting, and they're setting up a war, which I think we would have let it go. I think we would have done our videos like, haha, let it go. That's honestly how I feel. If they would have just owned up to their mistakes, and you want to let it. I mean, I think we would have. If they would have just handled it better,
yeah,
I think we would be like, okay. They keep saying take the W, take the L. Take the L.
Take the L.
Take the L, Clown Corner. Take the L. They will not take the L. They're projecting and putting it on us. We are taking the win. Yes, thank you. We'll take it every day of the damn week. But take your L and move on. They're not moving on, and I think this is pretty damaging to them. They're not. The longer they push this on, the longer there's going to be video proof of them being an idiot and whining and being actual man babies, and I don't think they're going to recover.
Yeah, I mean, there's an article that's came out that I want to read on this live stream, so we'll get into that in a minute. But Danny Neba, thank you for your super chat. He says, love you, brother Mad Max, that's a badass mask. It is.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you. We did it, and I am so happy for Zack. I'm so happy that we will see Clark's arc complete, but we will also see Ray Fisher a cyborg. I am most happy for him. Yeah, we're all happy for Ray Fisher. He got really emotional when he was talking about the Snyders and everything they've gone through. So yeah, it's just, it feels so good that everything's kind of came together, and I'm so happy with that.
I think beyond our wildest dreams, I think it came better than I ever thought it would be. Like this much of a push.
And Richard Richardson, he's asking, Max, let's see, what's the connection with Geeks and Gamers and your guest? So I wanted to ask you, what happened like originally between you and them? Like what set it off? This beef, this kind of beef that you've had.
Well, I was friendly with him at first. My point of view is that he's turned the anti-access media, anti-show, just turned it into an anti-SJW, and I think he makes it out of everything when there's not even anything there. It's just, I actually think he brings politics into fandom. Also, I know that he was, like we both have issues with flip-floppers, Gob.
Yep.
He's one of the biggest flip-floppers there is, because he deleted his original Last Jedi review, in my opinion, so he didn't have video proof of him, so he didn't end up like Jody, basically.
Yeah.
Video proof when he wants to criticize, when he saw the opportunity to jump on and meld politics and fandom together and just do anti-SJW. Try to find a video where he doesn't mention identity politics. I mean, there are issues. I'm not going to lie, but it's gotten disgusting to me. I think he injects and I have a long history with him. I shouldn't actually. He stopped talking to me again because I criticized him on a certain video. But hey, I changed my channel name because we were going at it at that time and the popularity of the Tiger King. And I changed it to Geeks Gamers Entertainment and saying I want to make it great again as a troll. And he actually said, I could possibly sue. And I said, go right ahead.
he doesn't. You're Geeks and Gamers. He's Geeks plus Gamers.
Yeah.
You're Geeks and Gamers Entertainment.
Right. And I bring the entertainment and I try to make Geeks and Gamers great again every day of the week. So I've embraced it and I want to do just that. I don't want to be him. I want to be better than him.
Yeah.
And I want to call it, he's actually, his video content's been improving. The way he covered this Snyder Cut thing was really good. Yeah. His take, he's like, I'm not for it, but I support fans getting what they want. And Yeah. So he had a really good take on all this.
What I like about you, when I found your channel, what I like about it is like you and sci-fi, right? Together, you've got this kind of 90s cable television vibe about you. I like that. Okay. I can't remember the show I used to watch. I couldn't find it even if I tried, but I remember something like that. You guys would give me a vibe from those days from the 90s. But Jose M., he's got a super chat here. He says, remember when Ralph the Hack movie maker said he heard Ray Fisher begged Whedon to cut his scenes? I've not watched Ralph the video maker, the YouTube video maker, for a while. So I don't know what he was saying, but typical, YouTubers coming up with garbage takes.
Yeah.
But we're going to get into this article about the Snyder Cut.
Okay.
Let's have a look. So I think this is something that you could kind of discuss. It's coming from Bounding Into Comics. Now I know the website's not, but here let me just see if I can bring this up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it says Screen Rant, Collider, Vulture are attacking fans and actors after Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill announced Snyder Cut for HBO Max, right?
This is true.
I'll just get into it. Tebios Toback, thank you for your super chat again. This week has been so surreal, so hyped for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Thank you, aren't we all? Ronaldo Martinez, one of our patrons, he's saying, Endgame is never be better than the Snyder Cut. Never. So Ronaldo, he's already decided that
it's possible
Snyder Cut will be better than Endgame.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
I had some problems with Endgame.
Yeah. So thank you for those super chats. So the article says, this is written by John F. Trent. Multimedia outlets including Screen Rant, Collider and Vulture attacked fans following Zack Snyder and Henry Cavill's announcement that a Zack Snyder's director's cut of Justice League would be arriving on HBO Max in 2021. Let's see. So Vulture's Abraham Reisman, I've heard that name before. I think I did have a problem with the guy, but I can't remember what it was. He describes fans who campaigned for the Snyder Cut as bullies. Nope, I don't think so. He makes it clear from the beginning his article has nothing to actually do with fandom, but is purely political, right? The second sentence references Donald, the Donald, right, and Brexit, and he deems Snyder Cut supporters as declassy outsiders. I don't know what that word is. He looks down his nose and sneers at people who want to see Zack Snyder's vision for Justice League. He says, in retrospect, it was inevitable. It's like Brexit and Donald clinching of the presidency. First, you hear that it happened. Then, even if you wanted it to happen, you're shocked. What? These people aren't supposed to be calling the shots. These people aren't supposed to be calling the shots. They are declassy outsiders, drunk on atavistic rage, and viciously abusive toward their foes.
Oh my goodness.
Again, this is a very small minority within the Snyder Cut.
Well, I don't identify them as Snyder Cut supporters. This is just internet culture and Twitter culture that just are everywhere. They're in every fan group. Call it out like it is. This is not the people that do this, and it's very much overblown, because if you try to, when Andy tries to show proof of the harassment he got on Twitter, he was searching through his Twitter feed, he couldn't even find anything, and then he's like, "Oh, you still have a gig." That's the worst he could come up with, and that's hate. These guys are used to high fives and ass kissing, and I know a big line of YouTubers that want to kiss that ass, but I'm not going to be on there kissing his ass, and that's a huge corner to kiss. No, thank you. They're just used to people agreeing with you. That's where a lot of these is actually. That's my criticism for all of Hollywood when they say, "Oh, these horrible fans." They're so used to getting like retweets and "You're the best, you're the best." Whenever they bring up something and someone doesn't agree with them, like an opposite argument, they're like, "Oh, where am I getting all this hate from?" They're so used to it. I think that's actually the problem. They don't realize we're just not giving you a high five on this. We disagree with you. It's not hate.
Yeah.
Bob, I think we will call out actual hate any day of the week. And I'm not saying to prove it to us, shows to us, but there's a lot of talk about it, and I don't see a lot of it. I actually see dancing clowns trying to dance on the grave of Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
That video was horrendous. And then some of the other things they've said recently, he called us terrorists this week too.
Yeah, I saw that. We'll get into that about Pandy Andy or whatever his name is. So this article continues. Actual Justice League actors have shown their support, including Affleck, Gadot, Momoa, Miller, Fisher, and Cavill. So when he broadly generalizes about Snyder Cut fans, one has to assume he's also talking about the actors and Zack Snyder himself. They all campaigned for the Snyder Cut after all.
Yeah.
So Reisman's politicization of the Snyder Cut movement continues when he declares supporters as partisans in a culture war revolving around identity politics. He says the reason this conflagration has burned so bright is that it came at an inflection point in a massive culture war in geekdom. Throughout the early...
I'd like to interject here. I don't think the for Snyder Cut and anti-Snyder Cut has anything to do with culture war identity politics. I think to bring this in is a very big reach.
Yeah.
And it's just injecting politics in the fandom like I criticize others do. There is no reason to do this angle and spin. This is ridiculous.
It gets worse. I think I read a little bit, but we'll go.
Okay.
Throughout the early 2010s, nerdy products ranging from video games and comic books to movies started to evince a greater degree of inclusion for marginalized identities both in the content and behind the scenes. Okay. He describes Snyder Cut fans as soldiers on the front lines of the battle against Disney-owned Marvel's predominance and approach, as well as all the ideas those things entail. See, that's BS, because Marvel is known, like, they used the people of color as the sidekicks in most of their movies, and they only brought in Black Panther because Warner Brothers had plans for a cyborg film, and Kevin. We all know Kevin Feige's like, it's fun to be first. I want to be first, and if we're going to make
finding is first for everything.
If DC is going to make the first, black superhero in a shared universe, in a modern day shared universes, we have to beat them to it. So that's the only reason Black Panther was made. Okay, so I've got a scoop coming up. I don't know when to do the scoop about Black Panther 2, about Ryan Coogler. Okay, and everything that went on in the first film. So I have to wait for that. I don't know if I should do it or not. But anyway, we'll go back to this. Reisman even has the gall to write that he has no evidence to support his claims about the Snyder Cut fans, but his authority and the authority of his other so-called geek writers make it so. Right? So I
see a lot of this going on, yeah.
It's difficult, he says, this is a quote, "It's difficult to prove anything about a decentralized movement in the ephemeral world of digital media, but geek writers can confidently report to you that many of the Snyder Cut advocates are the same sorts of people who call out entertainment firms for forced diversity and capitulating to the social justice warriors." This is, again, complete BS. We were talking about this earlier. The Snyder Cut movement has nothing to do with this.
No, I don't drag us into this. This is where, going back to my criticism of Jeremy and Geeks and Gamers, I think he has participated in this culture war and calling out there is crossover. There's fans that are into that group that come into the Snyder Cut too. But really, this argument for or against Snyder Cut has nothing to do with identity politics in general, just the tone of the movies and, I mean, what kind of, the type of movie. It has nothing to do with who's playing what character and all this other stuff. There's anti-SJW or SJW moments in it. There's not any of that, really. It's just, this is a strong reach. Yeah, I don't really like Bounding in the comics that much, but this is a good article. I think they're legit with this article. Yeah, to call this out, definitely.
And Reisman again, he says, Warner Brothers, in its way, institutionalized this kind of behavior and dubbed it enthusiasm rather than abuse, whether they meant to or not. So it goes on. Then Collider are mentioned.
Oh, boy.
Collider's Drew Taylor. He says, they bullied those who suggested that maybe the Snyder version, which would require tens of millions of dollars to finish the audio and visual effects, might actually be the worst version. How would it be the worst version? Like, they've already decided what the film is before they've seen it. But us being, the fans, we know what Zack Snyder's movies are. We know, we've seen Man of Steel, we've seen BVS, and when we saw Justice League, we know that this wasn't a Zack Snyder film. So that's all we've been wanting. And these idiots come along like Drew Taylor. Oh, it might actually be the worst version. No, I guarantee you. Obviously, the people who think is going to be the worst version, they're not going to change their minds. They're just going to hate on it as they've always done. They bullied those who thought,
Well, the history of YouTube and social media, being the first to hate on something is really how you blow up. They all want that. They all want that to be on the, to cancel this. They wanted to be the ones to cancel the movement, and it backfired big time. It showed how out of touch their actual sources are, because anyone that's still a legit source would know that, because the actual article from Screen Rant came out, this happened in November and even in February. So anyone that was close enough to the project would know, don't run that article that Fandom Liar did. Oh boy. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. So let's see. Reisman Taylor describes Warner Media's decision to greenlight the Snyder Cut as dangerous. And you've been hearing a lot of this. IGN said it. That idiot Nick Scarpino over at Kind of Funny. Even he's talking about the dangerous precedent that's being set. The word this dangerous precedent that's being set because of the Snyder Cut. You're seeing this hive mind just repeating this phrase over and over again. And it's in this article as well somewhere. Let's see. In fact, Taylor calls for censorship of Snyder Cut advocates in order for his opinion to be the only one. He writes, the internet already gave them a voice when they shouldn't have had one. Now, I don't know if this guy is actually believing this crap that he's saying, or
I think they do. I don't know.
He must be trolling. He must be trolling.
The most ridiculous comment out of Blandy ignore this week was this is Zach's story to tell, and we should wait for we to get the official word. I'm like, are you serious? Did you check with him before you did your Fandom Wire article? It's his story to tell, and then he's like, you don't own this movie. He's telling other people, you don't own this movie or the narrative. I'm like, you're trying. I don't get this guy. I do not get him. I cannot believe the response from critics right now. This is ridiculous.
Before we get to Screen Rant, I've got a super chat from Dan of Steel. He says, Andy Sidnor needs to talk to folks who actually worked on Zack Snyder's Justice League for more intel, like Jay Oliver. He doesn't deserve toxicity, and he has the capacity to do good, but he needs to look at all facts before reporting. But Andy's not interested in that. He's the straw man arguments, the kind of just kind of nonsense that they're kind of, as long as he's kind of loud and arrogant, that makes for good content or good entertainment in his opinion. So
I mean, his show's called Nerd Wars. War is what profits his show and gets us, gets eyes on it.
Yeah.
Then we're supposed to respect him as the authority on what's the right way to go when he has a show called Nerd Wars.
Yeah. So another super chat from Pro Tips. He says, I'd be interested to know if any media outlets who are criticizing the movement are pushing Disney Plus like Digital Trends are. I don't think I've followed Digital Trends website, but I see when Disney Plus came out or was close to coming out, pretty much every media outlet was covering it for some reason. I don't like. Fair enough, is Disney and it's their streaming platform, but every day it was like this is going to be on it, that's going to be on it. So I would. It's kind of obvious that a lot of these websites still have a hate boner for the DC and basically any other studio, any other franchise that's trying to take off. It's don't look over there. Look at Disney Plus. Look at Marvel Studios. But Ronaldo again with a super chat. Any movie with fat Thor and bad CGI Hulk sucks. So Ronaldo's not a fan.
Hey,
of
I like the MCU too. I have some problems with it, but I enjoy it. So, but I thought the Fat Thor was funny. But that's a different type of superhero movie. If I had to pick, I would pick the DC definitely. But it's different. So I get what he's saying there though.
Yeah. Alex Chernak, $10 super chat. Thank you, Alex. He says this Junkie XL soundtrack is gonna slam so hard. Which theme or scene do you suspect he'll crush the hardest? So there's so many. Well, there's a lot of scenes we don't know in the film. Some we can only kind of hint at, like the fight between Superman and the other Justice League members. How different is that going to be? I'm just looking forward to his entire score. How about you, Max? Is there any particular? Scene?
Yeah, I mean it's very much. I don't know. Like you said, the entire score. That's another win too. Is we get that full soundtrack. Oh man, we got to be reacting to this when it comes out. I think I will take off work when that comes out finally. I'm ready. I cannot wait. The only issue now is just waiting. Whew. I'm so ready to see that. I can't think of anything else I'm looking forward to more in entertainment right now. This is it.
Ronaldo with another super chat. He says, no more red trunks on Supes in future iterations. So, yeah, I mean, at least with Zack Snyder, we're safe that he's not going to be wearing his underpants on the outside of his costume. Let me just check if there's any more super chats before.
I am right now, though.
What color are your underpants, Max?
Green? Red, like soup.
Oh, red. All right. So let's go to Screen Rant, see what they were saying. They went with the misogynistic route, right?
Okay.
Not to be outdone by Collider and Vulture, CBR's sister website, Screen Rant, would chime in with their own take about how the Snyder Cut sets a bad precedent for Hollywood. There we go again.
You know what this is, Film Gob? That the Doctor of Doom diagnosis. What's happening right now is they have been hurting for clicks with entertainment going away. They are hurting so bad they're lashing out so bad because they know this will get them clicks, and they will know this will get them attention. A lot of these like Collider do not have a video counterpart anymore to this type of content, so they just do it on their website for clicks. That's all it is. And they're not afraid to create a manufactured war when there is very little, close to none there. Yeah. Everyone's just happy in the Snyder Cut. I don't see a lot of fans pushing back against the Snyder Cut. DC fans, it's just mainly critics and Access that I see pushing back. They're also that we're a minority. I think over the years people have realized that maybe they were giving into the hate mobs for Batman v Superman, and just public perception of just hating on another film. Just like every film comes out, someone lots hate on it, and now it's actually gained momentum. People actually acknowledge that's a good film.
Yeah. So it says writer Thomas Bacon, he declares the Justice League Snyder Cut marks a subtle shift in the balance of power between studios and fan base, and that may not be a good thing going forward. The most toxic fans won't see it that way. Inspired by the success of the Justice League Snyder Cut campaign, they will continue to exert their influence over other studios, networks, and streaming services. But here's the thing, Max, right? What is so wrong about customers telling the business, this is what we want? If you were a business, are you going to turn away your customers and go, nah, you go somewhere else?
It's go back. This is not anything new. It's different now in the age of social media, but people didn't like the new formula for Coke. They're like, we like the old Coke. The old Coke comes back. It's that simple. Yes, consumers should get what they want. I believe it. I think this is what the majority of DC fans want now. I think that's also another thing they're trying to say is we're a minority of the DC fans that really want this. I trust in Warner Brothers Media and AT&T that they know that there is a lot. Listen, it doesn't go trending if it's just a minority. It does not go release the Snyder Cut does not stay this prevalent to the day where it was officially announced. If it was just a small minority, it would not be trending so much.
Exactly.
If Zack did all these social media posts, yeah, it does exist, and it fell flat and no one paid attention, that's when I wouldn't want this to happen, but that's when you don't proceed with it. If it keeps coming up, it keeps going, all these fan billboards, everything, when it trends, there is a large market for it, and it just makes financial sense not to let all this hype go away. It's a really good marketing for HBO Max. People are talking about HBO Max now a lot, and I don't think they would have got that without this announcement. I mean, maybe, but I don't see it. This really helped their marketing.
Yeah. Kevin O'Dog here with the super chat. He says, Sean O'Connell's book is going to set the record straight. So Sean O'Connell has been writing a book about the whole Snyder Cut movement and the campaign. So he says he should have it finished soon, or if he's not had it finished already. Great. But then again, he says because of this recent announcement and everything that's constantly changing, I think he's got loads more content that he can throw in the book. So he's been pretty much down with the Snyder Cut since day one. Because I was always kind of suspicious because like you get these bloggers coming in and saying, oh yeah, I support the Snyder Cut, but I checked him out, and his articles go back to like 2017, 2018. Okay. So he's been supporting it for a while. So thank you, Kevin. So this writer, Bacon, he says, rather, it's the bullies and misogynists, the people who tore the fan base apart and who gave DC fans a bad name, who will believe themselves vindicated.
Where's the misogyny? I don't know. We're all for Gal. We're all for Wonder Woman. I don't know. Because we're criticizing Andy and Jody and others. I don't get where this misogyny talk is talking.
I think one or two people had a go at Kathy Yan over Birds of Prey, something like that.
Oh, okay. But that was the crossover with other groups. Yeah. People that aren't even not like my pal Jeremy. He says he's for the Snyder Cut. They were the ones really dunking on Birds of Prey. Listen, I think there's problems with it. I still enjoyed it for what it was. I'm not gonna hate on people that like that movie. I think it could have been a lot better though, for sure. But that was a cross section of fans that does not necessarily represent Snyder Cut fans. That was going into the anti SJW, and that's very prevalent on the internet. It just is. That doesn't necessarily count as Snyder Cut fans. It's just other, that's just the trendy thing to do, is to go anti SJW.
So this bounding into comics writer, he goes on, he says, well, he kind of sets it straight. He says, the people who tore the fan base apart are the studios who embrace the values of access media journalists rather than the values the characters in the comic books had been espousing for years, describing fans who have an opinion about a movie that differs from yours as bullies and misogynists and or toxic drives fandom apart. Reducing iconic characters to shells of their former glory doesn't just drive fandom apart, it drives it away entirely. So
I know another reason they're whining so hard right now is this is another death knell besides the debate on for Snyder Cut or against it, that something is premiering on streaming services first. That's why Access Media has no problem hating on it. When they lose their access window, maybe they'll get it a week or two before it premieres. Probably Grace Randolph will get it. I don't think Andy Signore will get it. I don't know. Maybe Jody. I doubt it. I don't know. If he gets it early just to hate on it, but this is why they're fighting so hard. The prevalence of streaming is really bad for Access Media. Really bad. The windows of exclusivity close. So they do not have a problem hating on streaming content. And it's premiering on a streaming service.
Yeah. Tebios with another super chat. He says, HBO Max said no further additional photography. This is coming from The Wrap, which is, Humberto Gonzalez's site. So I don't know how true that is, but we'll see.
I hope.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind more, though. I wouldn't mind more.
That was the article from John F. Trent that we were reading. That was bounding into comics. But I don't usually read these other websites, like Collider, Screen Rant, Bounding into Comics, Cosmic Book News, right? Even though they've shared a lot of my videos on their website. But then again, Cosmic Book News, they said, I think it was them, that there was a Snyder Cut trailer coming. Wasn't that them that said that? I think it was. And then we recently, yesterday or the other day, we had the HBO Max, in a way, a trailer, but that was after the announcement. So in a way, they were kind of right. Danny with a super chat says, listen, after watching Man of Steel and BBS, you could honestly have a philosophical conversations about Superman, his struggle, also him and Batman and their dynamics. Marvel has none of that. F Marvel, Zack is a genius. So Danny, he's like me. He hates the MCU. Not a big fan. I'm sorry, Max, but I know you're
No. I value opposing opinions and criticism. I am more a DC fan than Marvel, though. But I enjoy Marvel for what it is. It is different. I've rewatched Batman v Superman so many times. Man of Steel. I even watched Justice League still. I'm not breaking my Blu-ray copy. Like some on the internet have done that. I know though that I believe the superior version is yet to come. So but I can still enjoy it just to see the actors on screen, to see Jason and Gal and Ben and Henry and Ray, all of them work together. So I can enjoy it there.
Mattia saying, you guys see how David Ayer started posting about, his cut of Suicide Squad like crazy in the last few days. So yeah, I think we mentioned that earlier, but yeah, there's a lot of Suicide Squad news, David Ayer Suicide Squad. I'd like to do a video on it if I have time. I think he put a picture of the Joker, Jared Leto Joker, but it's on a monitor. If you look in, it's kind of has that kind of monitor grain on it, and so people are wondering: is he editing it? Is he like doing his own cut? Like I said, I think I said it was on Fatal J's channel. I would like to believe that Warner Brothers have kind of learned from their mistakes, their past mistakes, and rather than going through the whole, Snyder Cut campaign, trying to ignore it for a while, and then, okay, let's see what's happening, let's do this. Rather than go through all that again, let's just get, I'm sure HBO Max and Warner Media are like, okay, here's David Ayer's Suicide Squad, let's get this on the platform as well. And, maybe Warner Brothers were like, okay, yeah, fine, do it, whatever. Were you a fan of the original Suicide Squad, or?
I rewatched it the other day once this started trending. There's things about it I like. I just don't like Enchantress much, or her brother being the villain. And I also want to ask your viewers and you, what do you think of Jared Leto's The Joker? I think there's something there. I think we got an out of context performance based on how much was filmed, and maybe if we see the whole thing, it'll work better. I'm not sold on Jared Leto's Joker, but I don't hate it either. I'm like, okay, this is interesting because we have other Jokers. We have great Joker performances, so I'm open to a different take. I would rather him do something completely out the box and different than try to emulate Heath Ledger. And even Joaquin Phoenix, he did his own thing, but it went a route similar to Heath Ledger, but Jared just did something completely different. Yeah. So I respect that, and I do want to see the whole performance of Leto, for sure. But what do you think, Film Gob? Do you like Jared Leto's performance of what you've seen already? Are you a fan of it? And maybe in the chat too.
I thought he was fine, but like you say, I need to see what scenes were cut, because David Ayer clearly had like a vision for this character, and I want to see because apparently the scene where Common, they're in the club with Joker and Harley Quinn and Common, apparently Joker makes Common shoot himself.
Oh.
Right? So I don't know. Did that happen in the theatrical cut? I don't know. But it must be a longer scene. So all these kind of little moments of showing what this Joker is what this Joker is capable of, like, and there's also a scene where he's more of a abusive towards Harley Quinn, things like that. I want to see. So maybe his makeup and his things like that weren't the best. I don't know, because he does come across a bit Marilyn Manson-esque. Oh, there's your dog. But
hold on 1 second. That's my wife finding out I didn't do the yard. Oh boy.
Mad Max is in trouble now.
Oh yeah, Mad Wife. I maybe, if it's all right, I maybe should get out of here soon.
All right.
Because I got, what it is. I've been streaming. I've been so excited about the Snyder Cut and all this news that I've been neglecting chores outside. I gotta weed. I've got to row the lawnmower with my mask on outside in my neighborhood. Okay, George Barrett. Oh yeah, hey George.
So Mr. Ignore has just DM'd me, right?
Oh really?
Even though I unfollowed him, how's he DMing me if he's? I didn't know my DMs were.
Thanks
public.
For that super chat, George. I appreciated it. You're a good friend. I appreciate that. Thanks for support, Film Gob.
And so he says, "Why can't we all just get along?" And
really?
He's saying some other things that I'm not going to say, but bye, Andy. There you go. So we got a super chat.
As people talk to me, I have some questions I want to ask him directly. Why and here's an exclusive. You want an exclusive on here, Film Gob?
Yeah.
Why he told all his friends to cancel their association with me, where it caused problems with all my shows and my group. Why did he do that? So that's my exclusive. That's the question I want to ask him because I showed a clip of him being an idiot.
So, do you want him to come on here right now, or do you have time for that?
Oh, Andy.
Yeah, if he's DMing me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna run from him. No,
Yeah.
I mean,
actually, no. I mean, leave it. It's fine. I'm not gonna invite him because I don't want him on my channel. We've got.
I mean, if he was willing to come on, I'll stay. Yeah. I do have to mow my lawn though.
You do.
But no. If he's gonna, it's up to you, Film Gob.
No, we'll just leave it.
I'm not running a fight. Okay.
George says with the super chat, finally, welcome, Max. You the man. Never mind your small sub count. Sane people see the difference you've made. More power, dudes. Sorry. Sane people see the difference you've made. More power, dudes. There you go. So thank you for that, George. But yeah, I don't know why I was following Andy Signor. When I went on their live stream, right?
Uh-huh.
And for some, like the idiot that I am, I just stayed there for like 2 hours while the.
Well, he pissed me off all over again, Film God, because he said, "Why can't we get along? You're the one making this campaign where cancel the Snyder Cult when there's not action." And this is, listen, if someone came out with an article that says, what was his previous website? They never want to work with Andy again. They hate him. That was a low thing to do for a creator in Hollywood. And you don't throw that out unless you're absolutely positive, and then to not accept the L yourself. I would like to talk to him. So if you're wanting to change your mind, Phil Gob, and have him on in the future, I will be right here. And I have a long list of questions to ask him, especially since when he's ready to do promote a live stream, when he knows Jody likes to say certain things when he gets criticism, and he's like, you tend to do this, Jody. So he knows. So he exploited what his friend does, and then he's being an idiot himself on the internet. So this is where me and the beef between us came, is I called him out on it.
So here he is, Popcorn Planet. He says, "You are talking shiz. You said you talked to me first before hating, and now I am here to respond on your channel, and you run." I don't know if he's talking to you or me, but
I'm not running.
See, here's the thing, Andy. I'm right here, Film Gob. He says, "I'm right here." See, my channel is not about debates and arguments like that. Keep that crap over there.
I'll do that crap. Hey, chat, ask Andy if he'll talk to me. Ask Andy. I'll go on his show. I don't care where it is. I'll talk to him any day, and I do that crap, and I'll call him out, and I have a lot of questions to ask him. So, chat, this big man in the chat right here coming to wreck everyone. Go tell him to talk to Max and ask him, since he's here, ask him why he told everyone to disassociate with me when I showed a clip of him being an asshole. That was not my words. That was yours, Andy's. Get it through your red skull. Get it through your red skull. Stop trying to cancel others. You survived it. Stop being an ass.
Yeah,
go back to your haters corner and get out of here. So tell this big man in the chat, ask him when he's going to talk to Max. Don't go after Film Glob. He knows exactly what the circus you. That's why he doesn't want to do it, and I don't blame him. I'll bring the circus to you, dipshit.
So
sorry, man. I'm sick of this. This big man in the chat comes in. He only wants to talk to you because you're a bigger YouTuber. I have no in what he did.
He only wants to talk to me because I'm not that kind of. Like, I went on their stream. I'm not that kind of. I don't talk like. I don't debate with people like that. I'm not into that.
So where my life, now, Popcorn Planet? He bounced.
So the thing is, I gave Andy and Jody a chance, right? I went on the live stream. I was like, okay, well, let's talk about this like adults, right?
Sorry, Film Glob. That's legit madness. He comes in here, acts like a big dog, and he ran away too, didn't he? Do you see him anymore?
Oh, he's in here.
Oh, he is? Okay.
He says, you want to talk about me or let me defend myself. You can defend yourself on your channel. I'm not bringing you on here.
Look at your ratio. People don't like when you defend yourself. You're not always right, Andy Signor, fandom liar. You're not always right. You just take the L and move on. You're the one that's not moving on. You in Jody's corner. You will not move on. We would. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers handles this better. He said, and he also said, people that take the L and admit their mistakes and move on, let them be. But you guys will not let it be. Access Media, you're a charity case. Andy, you're a charity case for cash apps. Get the hell out of here, or actually have me on. I'll change your mind.
Yeah, so
I'll change your mind, really.
Andy, right? Mr. Andy Signor. You should bring Max on if Max wants to go on your channel.
Yeah.
Don't block him. Don't, you know. Yeah, I don't know why you like sending people. I'm not going to get involved in that, right? I'm not going to get involved.
Yeah, I don't mean to bring that heat on you, Film Gob. I'm just saying, if he's here talking stuff, ask him why he won't talk to me. That's all.
I was hoping that other people, like I sent invites out to a few other YouTubers. I thought they would have time to come in, but unfortunately not. But you're here at Mad Max, so that's cool.
You heard the proof. My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I'm supposed to be mowing the lawn right now. But thanks, Film God, for having me on. I appreciate it.
That's cool. So we'll go through the chat. I think, was there a super chat I missed? I don't know. I don't think there was. So we'll just, I'm going to try and ignore Signor.
That's hard to do. You won't stop whining. It's hard. I love that you came up with that, but it's pretty hard to do.
No, you came up with that.
You won't stop. Did I?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Andrew Banisher says, can we talk about the Snyder Cut, please? Enough YouTube drama, fellas. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Enough of this.
Sorry.
That's okay. So Snyder Cut.
Callie, I got a mad dog too. Sorry. Come here, Callie. Calm down.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rob J. Rob JV Media. He says, Dan Murray, in a mature response to the news, admitted that he doesn't like the ethos of Zack's DCEU. I think that's really the full.
Oh, you know what? I don't want to ruin your show. I might have to get going. Support Film Gob. I would love to be on your show again, Film Gob. I hope I don't create too much chaos coming on.
No, that's cool.
And if Andy would have showed, I would have stayed, but my lawn needs mowed. And I might keep my mask on while I do it outside. The neighbors love that.
Well, thanks for coming, Max. And let you get back to your yard and all that.
Yeah, and if you would be so kind, anyone in the chat, if you haven't checked out my channel, Geeks and Gamers Entertainment, I would really appreciate it, because I've taken a lot of heat for sticking up for Film Gob with my personal friends that no longer talk to me. I lost a lot of people that didn't no longer talk to me, because I'm not going to have that. So if you would be so kind as to show your appreciation, and I want to work with Film Gob in the future, and I want to work with all of you, and let's not let people say this is a negative movement. It's only positive to have an artist release his full vision. It's only positive. Don't listen to the haters.
So you can follow Max on Twitter. It's Mad Max Movies 1. Okay, number 1. Follow him on Geeks and Gamers Entertainment. And support. You're welcome in our family, the Snyder Cut family. Max, you're one of us.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Film Gob. Thanks for providing an opportunity for Snyder Cut fans to come together and show our support of this great director. And it's a family thing. He really brings the family with him and his wife, the production. They're all happy. All the actors are happy. Why can't we be happy for them? Why can't we be happy for them? Okay, I'm sorry. I got to mow the lawn. Thanks, Film Gob. Thanks, everybody.
See you later.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Thomas K96. $1 super chat. So this is stalkerish behavior from you know who, right? Coming in the chat and causing drama, faked YouTube drama. This kind of behavior is like from the 2010s, the 2011s, YouTube back in the day, which I wasn't part of because that was garbage. So, yeah. So anyway, let's get back to whatever we were talking about. So we were talking about that Bounding into Comics article. And, yes, Screen Rant, Collider, Vulture. They also want to join in on the Snyder Cut hate wagon. But it's not going to happen. Well, they can do it as much as they like. Because the Snyder Cut's been announced. We won. They failed. And yeah, we have a stalker. It's an audio lag. There's no audio lag here. I hope not. So I don't think. I was hoping maybe Lethal would come in here, maybe Abu Nas, but it looks like they're busy. So, with our collision talk, usually I would plan who the guest was going to be. They would agree to come on, and then we would have a discussion. But this time I thought, let's send out links and see who turns up. Mad Max turned up, so that was awesome. How long have we been on here? Almost an hour. Film Junkie, I did invite Film Junkie. I want to come on his channel. He wants to come on mine at some stage or somewhere. We want to do a live stream together again. And Drunk Threepio, if you want to come on here right now, we can do it. This is your chance to Drunk Threepio. You've been pestering me, don't know how long. So, Drunk Threepio, do you want me to send you a link? Chris Wong as well. I did send a link. Maybe he's busy. Super chat from Danny again. Max, you're cool as F. Sorry for cursing out the Marvel. It's okay, Danny. Yeah, Drunk wants to be sending the link. All right. So the link has been sent, Mr. Threepio. Gob going ham, what does that mean? Break down the Hollywood Reporter article about the Snyder Cut. I think Chris Wong read it on his channel. Alright, I think so. You've already heard the little bits here and there on the internet. Long live the gob. Chia. Drunk Threepio, where are you? I have still not seen, I've got it saved. Ray Porter was on Film Junkie's live stream and on Lightcast. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Where is he? There he is. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, drunk. All right, he's fixing something. So yeah, Ray Porter was on Lightcast, Film Junkie. So go and check out their live streams. Super chat. Love your videos. Could not be happier with the HBO Max and result. Gia.
Check 1 2. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Man, I never did the Skype one before, so this is different. This is a little different.
Yeah, I mean, I think Skype were like, oh no, Zoom's taking all our customers. So they, did this link thing that StreamYard do.
Yeah, I'm used to the stream. So it's weird. I'm like trying to see. I don't know how my Yeti's set up. Like, I don't know how so as long as I sound okay and look okay, then I trust you.
We do. You're all good. You're all good. So I've not had a chance to speak to you that much, drunk. So do you have a name that you go by, or is it just
Jay Jay?
Jay. All
yeah.
Right. And
Jay.
you're part of the Fandom menace.
Yeah, and I also work for your favorite company. So.
so it's a company, is it? Oh yeah, is it? I know. Jeremy thinks of it as a company.
Yeah, it's a company. It's a company. But I've been a fan of yours for a long time. You were always good friends with Sith Kryptonian, and he always spoke highly of you.
I like Sith.
And so that's what started off with me following your channel. And me and Abu Nas are like the best of friends. We have been like really close for years, and Fatal J and Lethal Lightning and all them. So, and to see, I'm not a Snyder person, but I'm not an anti-Snyder person either.
You're not anti-Snyder, so that's all right.
No. I mean, I actually like the Man of Steel, and I'm more of a Marvel person than DC. So it was like Batman versus Superman. I didn't have a problem with. I didn't have a problem with it. Like some people hated it, some people hated Man of Steel, but I wasn't one of them. So when Abu Nas and Fatal and all my friends were like, release the Snyder Cut and everything, I wasn't really like into the deep end with this whole thing. But when it was finally released, man, I just celebrated with you guys, because that's what it's kind of like being part of the Fandom menace. We want better movies, and we want to see people finish their stories, and we want, that's what we want. And so when it finally happened, it was like, we're going to celebrate. And we celebrated so much. This is what I'm going to do next year. I'm going to rent out a big house in Orlando. I'm trying to get Lethal from Australia. I'm going to rent out a big house in Orlando right next to Disney World and all the SJWs, And we just want to have like all my friends. We're going to have a big watch party to watch the whole thing and see how it goes. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
See, I've not grown up in the US. I'm from Scotland. So in the US, you guys have this kind of weird love for Disney and Disney theme parks. Like, I don't get why is that?
Well, the thing is I live right next door to the theme parks, so it's kind of like and it's bigger than a theme park. Like Disney has their own county. That's how big it is here in Florida. So there's so much to do here they call Disney property. So it's not just going to like seeing the princess and the castles and all that stuff. When we say go into Disney, we can talk about movie theaters, bowling alleys, clubs, nightclubs, things like that. It's basically going on Disney property to do that. So it's a little different than saying, I'm going to Disney, standing in front of the castle going, yeah, I'm going to Disney. It's a little different.
Right.
So
I'm trying to like picture something similar over here, but I don't think we don't have something like anything like that. So
yeah, they own a lot. They have their own county, their own police department, their own fire department. It's huge. It's huge here where I live in Florida, and so it's kind of a thing. People will come to this area not just to go to Disney parks, but they'll go to like the Harry Potter world. that's really huge over here too. So people that like Harry Potter, they'll come to the Harry Potter land, and it's huge. So we wanted to. I was telling all my friends, like Ryan and Fade, I was like, let me rent a big house. We'll all come and watch the Snyder Cut. We'll all go out, and like have some fun at like one of the theme parks and stuff and celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends, and it's amazing. What's amazing to me is the that I'm watching. As an outsider watching in, is the blowback, like the people that are angry that it's happening. And I'm sitting here like, did we not experience the same thing? Like for us, like for Sonic. You remember when Sonic the movie came out?
Yeah.
And we were like, we saw the trailer and we we're like, that's trash. Like, give us something that we want to see. And they changed it. They changed it for us. And we were all happy, and we all celebrated it. And I'm like, why aren't people happy for this? Like, if you don't care about it, don't watch about it. Don't talk about it. Don't watch it. Just let it go. Like, I don't understand why they don't see the bigger picture here, that this is a win for fandom and a win for fans.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm an outsider looking in, and I'm watching this whole thing happen, and it's bizarre to me.
We know why they hate Snyder. We know why they hate the DCEU. We've been putting up for it for like since Man of Steel came out. It's purely because it's not Disney Marvel. That's the only. That's not the only reason, but that's a big part of it. I want to read the super chat, from Pro Tips.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
What's the likelihood of the Ayer cut, David Ayer's Suicide Squad cut, being released? I think it's high because he's now tweeting out quite a bit. He has been in the past, but now he's doing it even more. And HBO Max, AT&T, they're replying to tweets, saying all it takes is a little bit of magic, and they used a Enchantress GIF.
I saw that.
Yeah, and a whole lot of other tweets as well.
You know what's crazy about the whole now this whole streaming stuff is starting to, and I think the pandemic has really helped the streaming stuff, is they have their own money to fail now. So it's kind of like Disney has Disney Plus, so they can produce a show, and if it's terrible, it's not a big thing because people are still paying the monthly subscription. Netflix can make movies that are great, or they can make them that are not so great, and it's not, it's like, it's okay. We're still getting that monthly money from them, whether you liked it or not. So making these different kind of cuts from movies, if people are signing on your streaming service because that's what they want to see, you're going to see a lot. You'll see a lot more. In my opinion, you'll just see more and more of like, hey, you saw this in the theater, now come to HBO Max to see the extended cut, or an extra hour of footage that you didn't see in the theater and stuff. So, and people will pay for it. So just my thoughts.
Yeah. Streaming is going to be like huge. Even people will say, well, because of the lockdown, more people have got time. They're watching streaming. But even before the lockdown, you had like over here, Sky Television. They were saying, we're going to release certain films.
Yeah.
Same day as theatrical release, or I think. Yeah.
You know what I think they might try? I don't see why they didn't try doing it wouldn't surprise me if Netflix or one of these streaming services adds an extra option to where if instead of releasing a movie in the theater, you can pay to watch it at home. Like pay just a little extra to what they're like. Hey,
how much would you pay to watch a new movie like say Tenet at home?
Well, if for in America to go to a theater, let's say tickets where I live, tickets $12, and I'm gonna get food, so that's another $50. No, not that much, but I mean that's like the popcorn and candy and all that stuff. So I'm looking maybe $20 to go see a movie. If I go to a specialty theater that has like big plush seatings and everything, a little bit more. So if they were like $35, $40 to watch it at home, and I could grab a couple friends to shoot me a couple bucks to get pizza and stuff, I probably would watch it at home. I've got the home theater system, I got the big screen and the speakers and all that stuff. So,
what speakers you got? Because I'm going to get a TV.
Bose. I have Bose. I have a Bose system.
Bose, all right. My nerdy home, she's excited that you're here. She's like, Jay.
I can't see the chat, so I don't know who's hating it and who's loving it. So
Also, Pro Tips was asking, what about Ryan Reynolds back as Green Lantern? Well, since Disney, they're not moving much. They're not, them and Marvel are not kind of going forward with Deadpool 3 anytime soon, because that's what Rob Liefeld was like, going ballistic recently. So, yeah, you never know.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think we'll see studios renting out characters such as Sony renting out Spider-Man to, I guess you would say like Disney, Marvel? Do you think like if another studio wanted to take like Deadpool and do like a really hard R movie with it, and they say, hey, can we have Deadpool in our universe? If you rent it out, if you're not going to do anything with it, why not give it to us and let us do something with it? You can just collect the money by not doing anything. Do you think with all these people owning these different characters and stuff that we might see more of that? Or
yeah, I mean, since Sony and Marvel, they did that deal, with Spider-Man in the MCU, I can't see, I can see Deadpool now that it's not 20th Century Fox, it's Disney and Marvel. They can loan out that character to Sony Pictures, and if you want Deadpool 3, maybe Sony Pictures are willing to do it. I don't know, it could get interesting that way, but I don't know. Sony Pictures are weird. Like, they've got Morbius coming out. It's like, as much as I don't mind Jared Leto, I don't have anything against the guy, but I don't know. Morbius and Venom 2. Venom 2 could be good. Could be I thought the first Venom film was a good starter. A good way to get started with the Venom character, but I don't know. Hello, Zero Requiem just subscribed. Thank you. So sorry, Jay, what were you saying?
Oh, nice. I read a report today that Snyder will not be doing any reshoots. Do you think that's true or false? Or you think that's just a rumor?
It comes from The Wrap, and that's Humberto Gonzalez's website. So
I saw it on /film.com.
/film.
But I mean, it's just one person reports it, and everybody else will take it and put it on their website. So,
I find it hard to believe because Zack Snyder has kind of admitted, he wants to film new scenes. So I don't know what's going on. It's $3 Theatre. He says afternoon. Sean C is here. He says Tenet is a theatre movie, Gob. That's a blasphemous question. So hey, I'm just saying, what if Jay was at home, right? Jay's got his snacks, and he doesn't want to go out.
That's right.
How much would he pay to watch Tenet at home on opening weekend? So it's a fair question. I mean, Tenet, I am excited.
If I could get a couple people over, I'd probably go all the way up to $50. If I can get a couple people to chip in for pizza, some drinks, I'd probably go up to $59.99. That's it. Like a pay-per-view.
So that would be about £48 over here. As long as it lets me buy it and own it, I would be okay with that. But they probably wouldn't.
Ownership, I bet they would charge like $100 if it was something like that.
So
to own it like that early, I think they'd just let you rent it for like 2 days or something, and then it'd be like the old wrestling or boxing days. You get the pay-per-view to watch the match. You don't really own it, but you could watch it for like 2 days. You get the replay for free. But then if you really wanted to own it, you had to go out and buy it when it came out.
Yeah, it's all about the experience and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
My nerdy home, she's asking, didn't Snyder have that giveaway for the clapperboard for when they do reshoots? I can't remember if it was a giveaway, but he did take a picture and had kind of stuff written on it saying, anyone who's holding this has.
I just don't understand why people are not you just should be happy that he gets to finish his picture. And again, like I keep telling people, this is bigger than a movie. It's a win for those that have been wanting it. I mean, I don't know how much over in Scotland, but in America, people have they've donated thousands of dollars to suicide hotline, suicide things because of what happened. They've rented out billboards and done all kinds of, they've done charity fundraising things for that, all because they want Zack Snyder to finish his vision of what he had. And it should be celebrated, I think. Whether you care about it or not, it should be celebrated. I just don't understand this whole thing with Jody and like the Zack Snyder cult. I think is really, that is bizarre to me, because I'm really close to people that were so for, like Abu Nas and Fade. Like, they're not part of a cult. You know what I mean? They're just fans. They're fans of what they're fans of his vision of these movies. And, there's nothing wrong with that. And listen, if I heard, because I hate The Last Jedi, if I heard that there was another cut out there from another director that was different, are you kidding me? I would be in the front lines, wanting to see a different version of The Last Jedi, or anything from the Disney Star Wars films. I would want to see it. So
just going back to the Justice League, Abonne says no reshoots for Justice League is nothing but semantics. It's additional photography, no reshoots. It's also mostly small stuff and a few new scenes. Light cast, talked about that already. I've seen like a. Do you know Kind of Funny? You know that Greg Miller's Kind of Funny channel?
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah, so I don't mind Greg Miller because he's a DC fan and he's a PlayStation fanboy, and I grew up listening to his podcast. But that guy Nick Scarpino is I can't believe how fucking ignorant that guy is. Like he is. For so many, ever since Batman v Superman came out, this guy comes out with the worst takes, and Greg Miller, he's posted this video where he's talking to 3 other people, including Nick Scarpino, and Greg's like, yeah, all you haters out there who said Snyder Cut wasn't happening, you can suck it and all this, and Nick Scarpino's like, well, I think I don't understand why it's so exciting. Everyone's excited that Zack Snyder is reworking Joss Whedon's Justice League. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm an outsider, and I don't even think that.
They're trying to push this idea that Joss Whedon is the one that's being insulted and disrespected. Like I can't. I think they and same goes for IGN with their garbage live stream recently about.
They don't do their homework, man.
Yeah.
They don't do their homework.
They're either stupid.
And that's why I didn't tweet like what I was telling my friends, like Ryan and Abu Nas, was like, I was so happy for them because Abu Nas texted me, and I was like, I'm not going to make a video about it. I'm not going to send out a tweet. I'm just going to celebrate with you because, again, I was not in that movement, I wasn't for or against. I was just happy for my friends that they're going to get to see what they always wanted to see. So that's where I'm at. I'm like, if I don't understand or have a strong opinion about something, there's no reason for me to like do a hot take or anything like that. But it's very interesting. Like I said, as an outsider, kind of sitting back and watching when it was finally announced, to the people that said it will never happen, to them now like turning it into some kind of a hate movement. That it is happening. It's very odd to see them go, like nobody's like, just a couple of people that I've seen. Now there's probably a lot more that have come out and said, I was wrong. It's coming out. Hope it's good. Like, no, they don't do that. They're just like, yeah, it's coming out. It's from a cult or a hate mob or it's very bizarre to see that type of wave from the fandom, like a certain fandom.
We have Mr. David Brohawk Williams in the chat. He is the DC Comics artist, right? I don't know. You might have seen his name pop up recently in the news. I'm gonna have David on my live stream sometime. I'm gonna interview the guy, and you guys will know when you see his work. You'll be like, that's the guy. So anyway, David, I'll reach out to you soon. Mattia, he's asking. He says, ask Drunk CPO if he likes prequels or sequels more.
For Star Wars, I'm a prequel boy, man. The prequels were my absolute favorite, and it's not because they were generally the better movie, like from as far as Empire, Return of the Jedi, but it was the experience that I had going to see the prequels, which really had me enjoy the overall experience, such as me and my friends camped out for tickets when that used to be a thing. We were young and camped out for tickets for a couple days before they opened it up. There was a midnight showing for the prequels. I hang out with hundreds of Star Wars fans. There was no split in the fandom. There was no fandom menace. There was no any of these things. It was everybody enjoying Star Wars. And I did that for all 3 films, episode 1, 2, and 3. And it was such a beautiful thing to be around people from every religion, race, gender, whatever you want to call it, as we just kind of hung out and waited for like 3 days to buy tickets, to be the first ones to buy tickets. And whatever you guys think about the movies, yes, there's issues. We could talk about the issues of those movies for days, but that overall experience really had me just fall in love with the prequels. And every time I watch them, I just kind of relive them over in my mind. The Disney sequels, yeah, I don't. Not a fan.
I remember I think it was I was going into college. I think it was my first year of college, and Phantom Menace was about to come out. And I remember being excited for it. It was the first Star Wars movie that I was going to watch in the cinema. I wasn't around for the originals, so it was an exciting time. And we did. I don't remember like hateful reviews about it. I don't remember bad reviews.
Yeah.
But then again, I wasn't into like reviews and critics at that time. But I had a good time. I would say Attack of the...
Exactly. That was the thing. Had a good time. I remember watching it midnight, going home, watching it at midnight, like 3 a.m, like 100 Star Wars fans went to Denny's. I don't know if you have a Denny's over there in Scotland, but
No.
we went to Denny's because they were open 24 hours, like a breakfast place. We went there.
The only reason I know Denny's is because Collider did the...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. And then took a nap and went back and watched it, tried to get tickets to go watch it the next day. It was such an awesome experience,
Yeah.
So
The 80s Wilf was saying pod race scene blew many minds. Yes, it blew everyone's minds at that time. And then Attack of the Clones, I was like, oh, it was cool to have Christopher Lee in there. It was bloody amazing. But
it had its moments, like that's what I'm saying. Like the lightsaber duels were better in the prequels than any Star Wars movie, in my humble opinion. But yeah, there was a lot of dialogue that was really cringy and everything. But I still can enjoy them. You know what I mean? Like I still can enjoy them. And read the books and all those things. Like the Episode 3 novel is one of the greatest Star Wars books ever written. And if you read the book, the movie doesn't do the justice as the novel. So it was just fantastic. Just gave so much more detail,
Yeah.
So.
And so it was this Qin Abia. He says, Revenge of the Sith is a top 2 Star Wars film of all time. I was definitely better than. I would say it was the best of those prequels. The best one. Because I love what I love about the Star Wars, all the films, is the main Skywalker, the family drama, whatever you want to call it, going through that from the episode 1 all the way to episode 6. I'm not really into that, all the kind of rebels versus the space Nazis, whatever. I've said that word. Now I'm going to get demonetized.
There goes the stream.
But that's kind of not as interesting as the kind of Skywalker story. So I'm not like a huge Star Wars fan, but I can appreciate it as a franchise. Just
I see.
Other things like Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, stuff like that. So it's, to me, I'll respect it as much as the other Hollywood franchises, So
absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I don't know. I think it's been about an hour and a half, so I would say I think we'll end it here.
Yeah, no problem. Man, thanks for having me on, my friend.
That's okay.
I've been bugging you forever. Remember, like back in the DMs, I'm like, "Hey, Film Gob, you know me?" You want
So-
to come on a live stream? And then all of a sudden you DM'd us one crazy magical day. You're like, hey, I think I'm ready to have you guys on. And then all this stuff happened. Hey, also it was awesome seeing you with Fatal J, one of my great friends, and he thinks the world of you and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
I like
So,
Fatal.
and did you see what happened to Abu Nas? Abu Nas did that song on Twitter, and AT&T responded.
Yep.
And
So,
it's he's in cloud 9 right now. So
I retweeted
good
that.
things to celebrate, brother. Good things to celebrate.
Yeah. I see Seth Kryptonian is back, so he's tweeting again.
The young college kid, man, going through all that and then having to go through school through this pandemic and stuff it could be very stressful. So he took a much needed rest, and it'll be good to see him.
So
It'll be
hopefully
good to see him.
get you, Abunas, Lethal, and Sith may hopefully on a stream together one day, maybe.
Ooh, you're gonna have a lot of Fandom Menace people on your. We're gonna infect your channel.
My name is in a Phantom Menace book for some reason. I was like, what? I've done some Star Wars videos. I did the one that Collider copyright striked twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess people picked up on that and thought I was part of the Fandom Menace, but I just make videos because that's what I feel like. I would say I'm more part of the DC fandom, right? But hey.
Well, thanks for having me on, brother. We'll talk, and then we'll do something like planned regularly.
We should, all right.
But I'll let you go. I'll let you close out your stream, and we'll talk soon, man. Have a good. Congratulations. It's a long time coming.
And did you hit 10K?
I'm like 200 away.
All right. So everyone go and subscribe to Drunk Threepio and get him to 10K. Get him to 10K.
I'll get there, man. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be great. Thank you so much, Film Gob. Appreciate you.
All right. See you later.
We'll talk soon. I'll see you next time.
There you go. That is the return of the Collision Talk podcast. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We had over 200 people watching. Click that like button. Click like, because you know I'm right. Let me know in the comments below. If you care, you can share. And you smash that mother effing subscribe button. You hit that notification bell, that pesky, crappy notification bell that doesn't even work properly. And, you can follow us. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxd, Twitch, Discord. Links are on the About page on YouTube. Support us on patreon.com/filmgob. And some of you asked, yeah, sure, here's FilmGob. I don't want to sign up on no Patreon. Give us that PayPal, man. I can send you donations on that PayPal. So yes, you can send us any donation of any amount to paypal.me/filmgob. Now you probably see, let's get back to this. You can probably see the new Randall Powers with his hot chick in the car. I wonder what video they'll be bringing you soon. So that is Randall Powers. Oh, who is this? Gonzalo Luna. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to everyone who sent in the super chats. Thank you to Drunk Threepio for coming in. Mad Max. Thanks to Andy Signor coming in and stalking us in the chat. And enjoy your weekend, right? It's been a fantastic week. Snyder Cut got announced. And my nerdy home, she's already figured it out. That's the Love That Joker hot chick. It is. Love That Randall, more like. So it's been a great week. Ricky St. Quentin subscribed. Thank you, Ricky. We've smashed through 25,000 subscribers. So thank you to everyone who subscribed recently. Pedro Hernandez has subscribed. Thank you. You the man, Gobby. Thank you, 80s Wolf. So we did it. Snyder Cut doesn't exist part 2. I want to do some kind of video about the haters and the supporters, right? All in one video. So stay tuned for that. But now that the Snyder Cut has been announced, we can rest easy a bit. Sure, we can go for the Ayer cut. I want to do a video on that. And I want to get back to like film reviews and trailer reactions, maybe. I don't know. But we'll see what the future brings. Have Dr. Ooze. Yes, he'll be on here, I'm sure. But enjoy your weekend. That's it. The return of the Collision Talk podcast. See you next time, you knuckleheads.